So, guys, this church is called Sotitobire. It is one of the biggest churches in Akure, Ondo State. This pastor has been accused of abducting a little boy, and the parents of this young boy, they've come on social media, they cried, they said everything, and they expected the prophet, with all of the spiritual ability that he has, to be able to come up with an explanation, see some visions and all of that. But then it seems as if nothing productive was actually coming out. They've looked and searched for the child. The child got missing when he was put in the children's church, and a lot of stories and mysteries surrounding all of this. Anyway, angry crowds have gone out there to the church to set the church ablaze because they alleged that the corpse of this young boy has been found under the altar of the church. This is one of the most awful, this is one of the most terrible, evil, satanic, demonic thing that we've ever seen. Many of these things do happen, and many people, they all run down to a church, a mosque somewhere, and the people that are involved in these things are actually, they are spiritualists. And then when I use the word spiritualist, that's to tell you that they are like they involve in devilish activities, and that is how they grow their churches. That is how they grow their mosque. When I say the mosque, so there are some clerics now, well, not now, for a long time, that they involve themselves in contacting the spirit world, doing some spiritual things for you and all of those things. Now people don't go to most no people don't really want to go down to the dibias, the marabouts, the babalawos any longer, as they have realized that people have changed, and they realize that people are now interested in churches. People are interested in mosque to go and see some afar, to go and see some of these people. So these people have already packaged themselves too, and there are people that God had never called. They call themselves, and they found a way to get themselves entrenched into this. All they do is to learn some few Bible scriptures or learn some few Quran, and they come on TV. They ask you to call some numbers that they will see into your life and sort your problems. Now, this woman went to this church probably thinking that she's going to find so-called open, that she's going to find solutions, or just generally, okay, let's go to church, let's worship God. And unfortunately, this is happening. Just like the case of the Synagogue Church of All Nations, CON. There have been a lot of explanations to what happened, that Boko Haram is the one that actually flew, they stole an aircraft, they brought it on top of the church collapsed and all of that. But the point there is that more than 200 people died, and the only explanation is that it is the terrorists. So there were questions, just like how they are asking this man, if you say you are a prophet and you can see, where is the boy? You just don't give prophecy. God cannot keep quiet. The spirit of God cannot keep quiet when it comes to this kind of thing and say, okay, you know what, this little boy, I'm not going to tell you anything. I want people to be angry, to set your church ablaze. I want them to kill you. So there is something always wrong. So in the case of the Synagogue Church of All Nations too, not because accidents do not happen, not because they are not humans, they are mortals too. Probably they did not get the right of the building. They didn't get the right, the structures that they built there were more than the amount of structures that was supposed to give to be built there. Probably the foundation, but then they showed videos showing that the foundation was so good and everything. So they claim that it's Boko Haram terrorists that dropped down the church. Well, I wouldn't know what it is, as I wasn't there when the thing happened, and the government has not really investigated to a point whereby we will say, okay, this is what happened. So I can't really come up with anything. But what I'm saying is this: people went there seeking for solutions, and more than 200 people, I think almost 300 people, lost their life within seconds, just like that, in the church. So people ask the prophet, TB Joshua, how come you cannot see the one that is about to happen right there under your nose? You think God will allow people to die inside of your church just to mess you up? Or is it the devil that had an upper hand? What is this? Some people claim that it's just huge human sacrifice for all the miracles and all of those things. So people are now confused. And not just there, there are other smaller ones that you find. They say they found a horn underneath the church. The prophet, the pastor, the imam, they are all involved in this and that. So it's like a mixed up thing. It's as if they made it. It's so much of a scam now. So this is just what it is. It's a terrible thing. So some people say this prophet, this pastor Shotitobire, he even organized prayer against those pointing fingers at him. You know, and they said this boy has been killed. They said this boy has been killed. How then, these churches nowadays, it's a difficult place to go to. So why don't you just stay in your own house, pray to God? And there's another one that happened recently of a woman that was able to contract a ham in and out, that was used by about five different pastors, different prophets. It's a very terrible thing. I don't know why and when this thing started happening. Is it that God called them initially, but along the way something happened and it became like this, or God never called them? What is this thing that is happening? Or once in a while, and they are also being attacked, and these kind of incidents, these kind of issues come on. Maybe someone tried to set them up, try to fight them, as it's a continual battle. Probably they actually prayed for someone, and the devil felt like, you know what? Oh, you prayed for this person, you delivered this person. I'm going to catch you when you are weak. I want to know how these things work. I'm going to catch you. I'm going to set you up when you are weak to discredit you and make people, make fun of you. And sometimes these things happen, and just like how people feel that they are not supposed to experience anything and say, God, and I prayed. Why did this happen to me? Maybe these things happen to them too. I wouldn't know. Maybe they are like, God, but you called me. So why is this happening? What kind of test is this? Have you left me? I did everything that I needed to do. Show me what I've done wrong. I wouldn't know what it is. But then I'm trying to relate it to when people pray and they do not get results. Probably they pray over their health, over the health of their children. Probably they have some challenges. And at the end of the day, with all of the praying and fasting, nothing productive happened to them. I mean, to them, they feel that, wow, I prayed and nothing happened to me. And is it that God is sleeping? Is God not answering my prayers? What is the problem? What is the problem? There are cases where some people claim they prayed, and they still died, or they prayed and prayed, and that same problem persisted. So there are issues that are not clear sometimes. So some people feel that church is business in Africa, most especially in Nigeria, and not just in Nigeria, it's all over the place. There are gullible people, and there are people that are not called by God that are taking advantage of these gullible people all over the world, not just in Africa, all over there in Europe. It's just that the touchlight is now in Africa, where we find clerics from like the one that said is going to capture data with his mobile phone, and the one, a lot of things. So simply put, these people are humans with the gift that they have. They can decide to channel the gift into doing what God wants, or they might decide to channel this gift into doing the job, the work of the devil. So that is what it is. And some of them, like I said, they were never called. So the body of this young man, it is alleged that the body of this young boy has been found under the altar of the church. If this is true, I'm going to give you guys more updates as regards this, as we need to see videos and pictures of the body of the young boy that has been found underneath the altar of the church. Not just some groups of people getting so angry and they feel like this is not going to go nowhere, as they realize that the police, they are doing nothing about this. Most of these churches are simply occultic houses. They only pose as a church to deceive people. Most of these imams, most of these Muslim clerics, they are occultic people. They only pose as people that they claim they are calling on God. So that is just what it is. It's just that a lot of people go to church compared to mosques, although some people claim that we have more Muslims. Well, whatever it is. So guys, this is just what it is. A terrible thing. It's a shame. It's so sad. So this is an eye opener for everyone out there. Do not just jump on a church, on a pastor, on a prophet because they say he's doing vision, he's doing a lot of works. You yourself, you should realize that we are going to have problems in this world. There's going to be a lot of problems. You pray it out. You seek for the face of God yourself. Yes, even if you want to contact a pastor or a prophet for someone to help you, assist you in prayer, be very wary, be very careful. Don't be so docile. Be very careful. Know when to escape. Whenever you realize that it's becoming something uncomfortable, know when to escape. Forget the stories that they keep repeating and say, the devil will not allow you now to save yourself. The devil will not. Once you realize that the words that they are saying is not in line, like, how can the devil not allow me? I have imputed the effort I want to do. The next is for me to wait on God, pray along with you. But whenever you see them starting to tell you some strange things, let me bath you. How can like the white garment? Some of them, they involve themselves in this too. Like I said, God did not call some of them. How can a prophet bathe a woman, a married woman, and say, I want to rub oil on your body or bath you at the sea. It's trash. It's a lie. It's evil. That's lie. That shows you they are occultic people, or they tell you certain things. If you are going to a dibia, babalawo, or marabu, know that you are going there. Not that you go to a church, or meet an imam or something, and they begin to tell you some very occultic things that you know is the same thing you normally practice when you were involved in all these things. So, guys, this is just what it is. It's a sad one. This young boy, they claim that he has been found dead, buried under the altar of the pastor. That is what it is for now. If you're not a member of this channel, we can both grow it together by you tapping on the subscription button and the red notification icon bell below. This will automatically alert you whenever videos such as this are uploaded. Thanks for stopping by.